Hello, in this video we're going to take a look at the student's code for assignment 1 in my grade 11's class and just kind of go through and clean it up and talk about it a little bit. So what they have here essentially is they create a scanner object and they use this method to allow inputs of strings with spaces. Now this will work, but you need to be careful about some other behaviors that might occur. If you really want to take inputs of strings with spaces, what my recommendation is to take the input class that I provided in class and copy out the method and include it in your own tools class. So this stores the user's name or the player's name. This stores their option. Excellent. So we say, what is your name? There's your input. So I'm going to comment this. This is my inputs. So then we say, hello name. You have 3 options for this adventure. Your options are. And so they have this here. This is their tools class. And this tools class actually causes the program to pause. So I'm just going to pause this for a second and pull up this $AF. So here it is. And right now the student has a couple methods in it, which is excellent. And specifically what it is this tools class contains a method or methods that you might use periodically throughout the whole year. So the idea is if a number of your programs are going to pause, so you write the code inside of here and then you access it. If I come back to assignment 1 and I remove the $AF and I just say pause, the compiler is going to say I don't know where pause is. Pause isn't in this class. So what you do is you tell it pause is in the $AF class, and then it can use it. So we pause, and now if we run this here, we print out the first option. I personally like actually breaking these up a little bit more. So if you see your options kind of as a clear setup, in my experience, it makes it actually a little bit easier for the user if you're using a console. And then what we can do if we want to give this a little bit more of a dramatic feel, we can take this and we can go insert that there. So after each line is printed out, it's going to pause. So let's run this now and see what happens. What is your name? My name is Paul. Hello Paul. Your 3 options are A, B, C. Take your chances and good luck with your adventure. What is your choice? So we get a little bit of a feel, and take some time and make this console look nice. Like, so for example, I look at this as opposed to just constant text. What I might do is you have 3 options for this adventure. \n. So I'm going to add a space there. So now I think, what is your name? Paul. And then I'm going to come to the bottom here. I'm going to say \n, add another space there. Again, it's all about being consistent in your setup. So if we see here, the student decides to do system.printline, what is your choices, and take the option print line. So you're always taking your input on the next line. So let's run this one last time. What is your name? Paul. Hello Paul, you have 3 options. Enter A. And I'm probably going to put a period. Whoops. Period. So what this student then does is they say, okay, well, if opt.equals A or opt.equals LA. So a couple things here. They're taking this input as a string, and what happens is they're saying compare the string opt to A. So this is a method that generates either true or false. So let's take this right out for a second. Let's make sure we understand how this works. So if we jump out to the internet here, I'm just going to get this set up nicely here so it's in this frame. We want to kind of jump out there and take a look at our string class. So one thing I said to this class is that we're learning about conditional statements, but it's important to recognize that you cannot use equivalents to compare strings. Now, there's all sorts of interesting ideas to explore about why that is. The short answer right now is a string is a reference variable. But at this point, this video isn't about this, so we're just going to look at how to do it. And so these are all different methods you can use with strings. And there's a nice one down here. If we scroll down to it called equals ignore case. Oh, I passed it, I bet you. It's alphabetical. There it is, equals ignore case. So the student in this example used equals, and they checked if it equals small a or if it equals capital A. Excellent. Let's do this in one step. Let's use equals ignore case. So when I look at a method, I want to ask there's four things that I need to kind of identify. There's three things usually we say, but there is a fourth element here. We need to know the name of the method. The method here is equals ignore case. We need to know what it takes. This takes a single string, and what it returns. This returns a Boolean. I also want to look if the word static is here. So if we come over here and we open up the math class Java 7, you'll notice next to all the methods in the math class we have the word static. That means that to get access to this method I go math.ceal, math.exp, math.log. Because the word static isn't next to this return variable, it means I need to use an actual string to access this method. That's the string it's going to be applied to. So if we come back to the program here, we want to compare opt, and I hit dot, and you'll see all of the methods will pop up, and we want equals ignore case. So if I start to type it, and I want to say equals ignore case, and I want to check it against the letter A, and I can see if that's equivalent to true. We have an extra brace there now. There we go. Now, since the method equals ignore case returns a Boolean, often we'll just do this. But at this stage, I'm going to actually check if it's true. So this is kind of the first option, and this is the route for their journey. What we could then do is we could add to this else if opt equals ignore case B is equal to true, then they've chosen the second path in their journey. Else if opt equals ignore case C true, then this is a third choice in their adventure. And then else we'd say something like as you sit at the decision point trying to make up your mind, you fall into deep sleep. Game over. I don't know, something like if they don't make a choice, make a wrong choice, right? But the idea is that, you have these three choices. This is where you'd put your code if you chose option A. This is where you'd put your code if they chose option B. This is where you put your code if you chose option C. So let's actually put something like system.out.println option B, system.out.println option C. Okay, so if I run this now, oh, I have an error. Where's my error? No brace and missing a semicolon. There we go. Oh, there's not supposed to be a brace there. There's a semicolon on both the lines. Pardon me. Looks like I might have some more errors. Looks like I have an extra brace, I think. There we go, problem solved. So I run this now. What is your name? Paul. My three options are, I'm going to choose option B. As you sit, make a decision. So we have a little bit of a code error here. So let's come up here and let's remove this used eliminator. So what this means is I can only put a string without a space. So notice that used eliminator is what causes your problems with your if statements. So I want you to be aware of that, and actually I would like you to take that out. By taking that out, you're not going to be able to take in inputs with spaces, but we can address that problem in another video. Anyways, I hope this helped. And any more questions, please feel free to ask.